Hey guys, and welcome back for another episode of Old Guy Farms Single Player Challenge. This is episode 62, and we are in game day 2 of autumn in year 3. So we are down to 10 episodes, I believe. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So today will be more of the same. We basically have 5 days of mowing and baling left in the contest, basically, because once winter comes, winter is coming for all of you Game of Thrones fans, and we will need to be done by day 6 of autumn, our mowing, because once day 1 hits of winter, all the grass on the map is gone. At that point in time, we will sell our baler, we'll sell our mower, we'll sell the Ford, and we'll pick up a Ponzi Ergo, and we'll pick up a log trailer, and we'll head to the mountains to start cutting down some lumber. Alright, we got hail in the forecast for today. We got rain in the forecast for tomorrow. Hey Eli. Oh look, we've got 2 consecutive days of snow so far showing in winter. This may be our bad winter. We'll have to come and see. We'll have to see how that all works out. Let's go ahead and get our eggs. Alright. And while we're over here, let's check our wool price. I want to get rid of this wool at some point. I want to get rid of it. It's going down. I'm not going to get rid of it right this moment, but I do want to get rid of it before it's too terrible long. Just don't want to be... Let's take a look and see how many bales we do have. We got 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see here. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 full pallets and 2 pallets, partial pallets. Okay, so we have 12 full pallets and then 2 pallets with 1 bale each. So I'm just making note of that so that I know what we've got in stock. We're going to run this over to field 26 because we want to be able to hey, is it Carson M? Is that who it is? We want to fertilize this field that we just mowed, field 26. We want to be able to fertilize it once we get the rest of the bales off of the field, because it is our goal to get 1 final cut off of that field. Uh-oh. That was close. We almost got wiped out by a train.
Almost edited. Let's go moment.
Oh, it's DoughBoy. What is it, 2913? I always get your numbers mixed up. We got
Not the only one.
we got DoughBoy chatting with us today. For those in chat that don't know, DoughBoy does his own YouTube thing, and he's got quite the deal working right now with his buddy in crime, Rubber Burner. They're doing a kind of a companion multiplayer roleplay series. It's pretty slick. You want to describe it at all? We got 5 folks in chat that might hear you.
It's we call it parallel Let's Play because it's basically a multiplayer Let's Play series, and it's pre-recorded, and you pretty much have to follow both channels in order to keep up the storyline. It's a lot of fun doing it, and we've been getting a lot of good comments back on it.
Oh, that's cool.
Like I said in the hype before we released it, I don't think it's been done on YouTube yet, and I've been getting some confirmations back that I'm not the only one that feels the same. So I think we may have started something.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm bump your trying to bump your volume a little bit. See if that works.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, I'm on a cell phone, so.
Yeah, I think you're a little louder now. I had to bump you up. Well, I'm enjoying watching it because you get the same story, but you get it from two completely different viewpoints. You know, and you also kind of get a different story because, to some degree, you have each has their own independent narration of the common theme, and then you have the points in time where you're kind of doing your two-way radio between each other and everything. And
we tie in our other streams as well, so it kind of ties in the other series that we're doing in our channels as well, so you kind of get it all.
Yeah, you've got a heck of a problem with plow blades apparently. They seem to be busting off all your AI workers.
Well, you know, when they get stuck, you got to come up with something for reason for you to have to go out there, right?
Yeah, but you know, the way you edit it, you don't really realize that you've had to go tend to an errant AI worker.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. And again, that's what you get when you buy used equipment too.
Yeah. Although it looks like you've been letting your AI workers play with the big buds an awful lot.
Yeah, well, it's kind of because neither one of us really care for the tractor. So, and they're big fields, so we kind of we're paying them, right? You got to pay the workers, so you may as well get your money's worth out of them.
Oh, we got Duck Zorly in chat. He's telling me to shush. Maybe he's telling you to shush. I don't know what he's telling to shush.
I don't know. It could go either way with that character.
So I hear you.
Just fertilizing. You're not playing with the big M. That's why he's upset.
Oh well, that's going to start here in a minute. I'm shooting for three. I'm shooting for 3 cuttings off of this field. It might be a bit of a stretch, but we're going to go for it.
You might be able to get it. You just might not be at full production.
Yeah, but we just pulled. We did 144 bales yesterday off that field. So that is basically like $150,000 right there in one in one harvest off of a field. I think the last time we did it, we only had 2 fertilized levels, and we got I think we got something like 80 bales off the field. So we're over 200,000 just in that one field. So it's definitely paid for itself.
Yeah, it's tasty. Duck Zorly says he's hunting rabbits.
He is hunting rabbits.
Sean Tagerton says, "Hey, Farmer Klein and chat."
Hey, Sean, how are you doing? I did turn him on. Oh, I didn't turn the baler on. You know that?
Oops.
Let's see here. So, did the map guy from the Mississippi map ever answer any of your questions?
Yeah. He brought it up there.
Okay.
You've been chatting on Facebook too, so that's been pretty cool.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty good guy.
Yeah, he does. A heck of a modder I mean, he keeps saying that, you know, he's not the best and he's still learning, and you know, he doesn't put himself up there with the top of the class. But I tell you what, he's got a darn good map coming there. I mean, and what I like about him is he's humble, and he gives credit where credit's, you know, is needed.
Right.
He doesn't even down to, you know, somebody that's, you know, sent him only a couple of the buildings, he's made sure that he credited them. I like to see that.
So Sean's asking, is that Rockhound? No, this isn't Rockhound. This is DoughBoy2913. He's a fellow YouTuber. His link to his channel is in my description. Sean was a big fan of my Serenity Valley series, and was a big fan of when I had Rockhound, who's the map author of that map, in chat and in multiplayer. So
I like that map. Just wish I could understand it.
Oh, okay. So this is DoughBoy. He's doing a very interesting. I don't know if you watch him, Sean, but he's got a rather interesting multiplayer roleplay series with another with one of his YouTube buddies called Rubber Burner. So he's also a Three Dudes media dude.
And what am I? I just, for lack of a better word, I'm one of the administrators over on PCSG as well. I should say I'm on the staff. That's an easier way to put it. But I don't know what my actual title is.
Oh shoot.
Zorly says, so for info, had some snow, hail in summer on Pine Cove, and found that it does not affect the grass that's mown on the field, nor in the loading wagons.
Sean said he's watched a few episodes, but has gotten behind on it. Well, they only got 4 out so far, so.
Yeah, and I need to make an announcement out there for everybody that's expecting to see one from Rubber Burner tomorrow. He had a slight issue. It will be fixed and it'll be up sometime over the weekend, but he's having internet issues right now.
Oh.
We are apologizing ahead of time, but he had a double whammy. He actually had a recording issue where it lost the audio. There's no game audio and something else, but and then he also had an internet issue, so he's working on fixing it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get it eventually.
Sean says, oh, glad to meet you. Yeah, it's glad to meet you too, Sean. Says he fell behind because he has several favorites and can't keep up. Well, I know that issue. I have the same problem.
Let me see if I can crank you up anymore. I don't know. Boys, I think I can crank you a little more. Let's try that. Yeah.
That's Zorly. I'm on truck stop Wi-Fi, kind of like the Australian internet.
Yeah, I got you cranked as high as I can crank you. Let me try to. I'll turn down the PC volume a little bit. That might help.
If it becomes an issue, I can just jump in chat too. This Wi-Fi at the truck stop's not the greatest.
Well, what free Wi-Fi is the greatest, right?
Pretty much.
If it was,
and it's not even, you got to pay for it.
Oh, it's not even free.
No, they take it off your rewards card.
Oh. So you're stuck in Virginia until 3 a.m.?
Yep. Yep. There's computer logs. Tells me I'm tired and can't drive and I'm wide awake.
You've driven too far, or you've been up for too long.
Yep. And it's more the up too long. It's that wonderful DC traffic.
Yeah.
It's like you got to tag along.
I do. We were able to get him. He didn't impede us too terrible bad.
Now, in real life, you'd have ripped that wrapping right off of that thing.
Oh yeah. So you've made a choice on a 24-day season map, I hear.
Yes, I have. I decided to join the crazy people and join the challenge.
Because
We will be breaking it out hopefully this weekend.
now Duck Zorly had a little animal husbandry problem in his recent video. He owned
Oh
up
yeah.
to not feeding his animals properly and let some starve off.
Oh.
So I think he had 10 of something die. I don't know what it was, but that could have been that's like a $50,000
Probably the
loss
cow.
right off there.
Probably the cows, because he don't care for them as much as he does sheep.
And then he goes and rejects my idea to plant sugar beets in a field. After he goes and asks for suggestions, 6 cows and 4 sheep died off.
I can't believe he lost sheep. The grass king himself, and he loses the one animal that lives off of what he loves to do.
But he's in spring, he can't cut any grass, see?
Uh,
So he's at a loss as to what to do.
as far as sugar beets go, I don't blame him. I hate sugar beets.
Well, we play with potatoes then.
No, they're just as bad.
So have you, we haven't really talked about the, the commercial DLC things that the contest mod people had submitted. Have you looked at the submissions on that?
No. Well, of course, I've been out on the road, so.
Well, yeah. Well, they put them up on the the Farm Sim forums a little while ago. Basically, all the people that won top prize were able to submit DLC commercial DLC proposals.
Okay.
And speaking of potatoes, one of the folks suggested this basically this grimy or whatever the brand name is DLC, which basically would include a whole bunch of potato equipment. And some of the potato equipment looked pretty cool. One of it was like a drivable conveyor belt.
Oh, neat.
But I think that if that got my vote, because I think if that came in, it would maybe spark a lot more interest in potatoes. Because
Well, that's the thing. We lack the mods for potatoes and sugar beets. I mean, if I live in my town, there's a big potato company, and I see the equipment that's out in the fields. In fact, the farm that I used to work on, we leased a bunch of fields to the potato company, and you get to see the equipment they're using, and then you come in game, and it's nowhere close.
or really, it's big equipment. It's really big and expensive. Or or nothing. So then, if you're running a small farm, you really can't do potatoes because you got to bring in this giant harvester.
Right.
Or you need a big old tractor to run the harvester that will run it.
Duck Zorley says he crashed the Big M. Say it isn't so.
Oh, he crashed it. Well, he's got an abomination that he's yet to unveil for us. That he said will replace the Big M.
Oh boy.
And he let it slip as to who gave him the idea, and I went and I found it. And it is an absolute mowing abomination. That is the complete opposite of reality. It's basically one tractor and 5 mowers.
Oh, a chain gang, basically.
It's it's the butterfly and the front mower all on the front of the tractor, and he'll have to tell me if I don't have it right. Then it's some connection thing that goes on the back, and then you hook up two of the disc binds on the connection thing. You swing one out to the left, you swing one out to the right, and you've got this abomination that's got a really wide mow spread. But
Wow. You're getting yelled at, by
I
the way.
see that. I see. Well, you know what? I've done gave them all away. He kept it secret too long. The secret's out.
That would be hard to control.
Maddie says it's
Matt
the Lemkin connector is what he uses to hook up
Yeah.
the two disc binds.
I want to see Duck figure out how to control that thing.
He saw it on what is it, Mr. Sealy P? I think that's his name. He just joined Three Dudes the other day. The website, and Duck Zorly let it slip that he got his mowing abomination idea from his channel. So I went over there and I started digging through videos until I saw the thumbnail of what could only have been the great mowing abomination that that would replace a Big M.
I'm gonna have to check that out now. Anybody tell you you're not supposed to drop your hay bales in the middle of a road?
Yeah, you know, I've heard that.
Well, that's okay. At least you know where yours are. I still haven't found those straw bales on Mountain Valley.
Oh, they're probably behind the curtain.
Yep.
But, well, at this point they would have rotted away probably.
Probably.
Because I'm sure you've had rain.
Yep, well, I've had a few.
Apparently Duck Zorley is snowed in over on his Snedderton's play. He was looking for a good snowplow the other day.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I get to about the first episode of summer, and usually that's where I end up with an issue with a map.
Oh. And that's always, what is it, 6-day seasons is what you normally run?
Yep. Matt says it runs straight and wide, but curves and corners goes haywire. Unintended.
Uh-oh. I'll have to come back and get all that. Oh, he's asked somebody to make the Big M a snowplow. I can only guess who you've asked. I'm dropping that one in the road too. It's the toils of auto unload round bales. They just eject whenever they want. And usually they eject at the worst possible moment.
My stream has to catch up. I just witnessed him try to back up over one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's that road. Oh, Duck says it's not who you think. Has anybody heard any status on whether or not the update for the Big M is going to be completed that we were teased with?
I heard it was contingent upon the Giants patch.
Oh, that's right. That was it. Yep. All right.
So, I mean, we might see a Giants patch with the November Platinum DLC,
Right. Yeah,
which
I
if you
forgot that's what he was waiting on.
which if you haven't heard, the pre-order is up.
Is it?
Yep.
I'll be on it this weekend.
So it's $19.99 is the pre-order price on the Giants site. I think you can get a little lower price on Steam.
I don't have Steam. I've got the CD version of the game.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got the Steam version, but I still buy the DLCs from Giants. They've worked just fine for me.
Right. Okay.
I know some people some people prefer to just get it all from Steam because I guess if you reinstall the game, then you'll just get all the DLCs automatically, and you kind of don't have to keep track of your keys because Steam does it. But
Right.
I don't know. Given that I work in IT, I tend to have this interesting backup idea. So I've got all my keys in a text file that's up in the cloud drive. I've got all the DLCs up in a cloud drive. Robert wants him to fix the bucket bug. I think that's the bug where you can only fill things to like 98%, 99%.
Yeah. Duck says, or I could win it from his channel. If only you knew my luck, you'd realize I don't win things.
You gotta subscribe. Duck's on his he's on his hunt for 100.
I'm pretty sure I've already subscribed, but I'll double check
I'm
it.
sure you remember that hunt.
Oh my gosh, yes. It seems like it takes forever.
But now you're at 200.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
YouTube keeps bouncing back between 200 and 199.
Oh, people keep jumping on and off.
It's probably Duck.
Yeah. Well, I'm a subscriber of his channel, but I doubt I'll have a chance at winning because I have my my thing set to private. So if you probably look at your subs list, I'm not there.
That's right. We had that conversation earlier.
Back up. Oh.
I don't ever say anything bad. I love the big thing.
No, I'm sure he's talking about me. If this wasn't a money challenge, I would repaint the Big M to be hot pink for you. But it's a money challenge, so I don't want to spend the money.
The only thing I ever said about the Big M is I think somebody should reskin it in John Deere skin.
Oh, you want it to be a John Deere M.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've never seen Eustace's pink Big M. He never puts it on camera. So we got lots of bales rolling down the hill there.
They're trying to beat you to the farm.
Oh, they're trying to, yeah, they're trying to get up on the, they're trying to go ahead and sell themselves.
Probably. That's why I don't like round bales. They don't stay put.
Yeah, I would normally not do round bales, but as I've said before, the The square baler and the square bale wrapper were a lot more expensive per day.
Right. Plus, you got to do the work twice.
Yeah, and then you can only have one hired helper, so you can. Which I did mess up a little bit. I forgot that I hired a fertilizer guy, and then I stuck this tractor on follow me for, I don't know, he did like 3 or 4 bales, and then I realized what I did. So you go all the way into obviously you don't go into DC. There's no hog farms in DC, but you go into the you obviously get far enough in there that you got to deal with their traffic.
Yeah, because I transport them back and forth from Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. So you come down
Right.
95.
Yep. Right now, all our farms. See, Virginia wouldn't give either Virginia or the township that Smithfield plant is in wouldn't give them permission to build farms in the area. So they leased out all their farms, which are spread out all over Virginia and Pennsylvania. So we're the carriers for the Pennsylvania farms. Now, they just got the ordinances to be able to build. So starting next year, they'll be building the farms in the area of the plant.
Oh, okay. And the plant's in Ohio.
No, no, Smithfield, Virginia,
Oh, okay.
down east of Richmond.
Oh, okay.
So I travel the 95 corridor up around DC, up into Pennsylvania every day.
Oh, okay. But I was thinking you were in Ohio. Was I completely wrong on that?
Yeah, you're completely wrong.
Well, okay.
Either that or you got it confused with the old driving job I had because I traveled back and forth from Chicago. So put me in Ohio a lot.
Oops, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Yeah, on this side of the state, it's a lot of turkey.
Yep.
We got a lot of Purdue plants, a lot of turkey stuff, and dairy. Not too many
Well,
pigs in our area.
from my understanding, that's going to change.
Well, that's absolutely outstanding because pigs are the stinkiest things ever.
I don't know. Chicken's pretty stinky too.
Yeah, we got chickens and turkeys. I can tell you one thing: you never drive behind a turkey truck.
Nope.
Because you
Yeah,
might
I
just
agree with
you might just get a
Doug.
shower. Hey,
Yeah,
Kyle, how you
well,
doing?
pigs do that too. Duck says he's looking for a like spike. Let's do that, guys. Yeah, I agree, Kyle. I think chickens are worse than pigs. Chicken manure burns the nose.
Yeah, it's got a lot of ammonia in it.
Duck says molasses plants are the worst. I've never been around a molasses plant, but paper plants are pretty bad too. Pulpwood. Yep. Kyle says paper mills are really bad too. I agree.
Oh, there's some grass. I'm just trying to eject this one bale.
I don't know, Duck Zorly. I think he's got that big end parked a little too close to the railroad tracks for my likings.
Oh. That train's done been by 4 or 5 times at least.
You're going to have one side of your big M is going to be all black from the train dust.
All right. Now, we are going to run over here and get our big M mowing.
Tuck Zorly says, incoming unsub.
It's brutal. Although I was watching Rubber Burner do a Let's Play, well, he was doing a stream on his Woodshire, and he asked for a like spike, and I said, well, just roll the tractor and I'll like spike you, but he never seemed to actually roll the tractor.
No.
Left me quite disappointed.
I missed the log trucks. He was guaranteed to roll at least once a stream. Although I have to admit, he made it through 2 streams now, driving my Kenworth, and he didn't wreck it.
I don't know, does that include getting run into?
Well, that wasn't his fault. I thought it was at first until I watched the video evidence. Then I realized that he was telling the truth. He did get run into twice.
Yeah, he was in cab, what I saw, and he got squirrely, and I'm like, whoa, what are you doing?
And then when he was out talking to the driver, getting his information, he got run into again.
Yeah, I commented, and apparently he got run into 3 or 4 times during that whole exchange and edited some of it out.
Yeah, that's what he said in your comment. Kyle says at the landfill down the road from him, they burned the methane gas off, and that's rough too. Yeah, I can imagine. And Robert said to park the big M on the train tracks. And Duck says, OMG, Robert, I was just getting to like you. You better watch it, Robert. Duck has that big hammer switch. You don't want to upset him too much.
If I quit running into these bales, I could pick them up.
I was going to say something, but I chose not to.
All right. It's time to go see my mound of pink.
Pink marshmallows.
That's right. I got a mound of pink marshmallows up here.
Are they lemonade flavored?
Pink lemonade. That's my youngest kid's favorite drink.
Mine too.
Except he calls it emanade. He wants his emanade. And the other day he was asking me to make him some potato soup. And I said, I don't have the stuff to make potato soup. I was like, do you want tomato soup? Because that's what your mom made the other day for you. He said, no, I want potato soup. I said, do you want what your mom made the other day? He said, yes. I was like, okay, so I made it. So I made tomato soup. And he's like, yeah, that's what I want. So then his mom comes home, and I tell him this whole thing, and she says, oh, he calls it tornado soup. So he was probably saying tornado soup. I'm like, no, he was pretty much saying potato soup, but...
Holy cow, that is a lot of pink.
Yeah, I'm shooting for 1,000 bales. That'll net me over $1 million in pink silage. Well, of course it's tomato soup from a can. Us Americans don't make it from scratch. We all know that tomatoes come from the grocery store.
From Campbell. We let him make it.
Yeah, it's called condensed. Let's see if we can. It's 4 o'clock. It's a little late to be starting a field with baling, but we're going to see if we can get it done. Because we are going to do our little clock trick, I hope. There we go. I think we got them all.
So, watch yourself, Duck. You might hit yourself so hard you'll break your bill.
Alrighty, let's get this guy over here.
I'd have to agree with you, Kyle. He says 2 things money can't buy is true love and homegrown tomatoes. I love me some homegrown tomatoes. I do grow my own tomatoes. I just don't make my own tomato soup.
Well, I have to say, as a kid growing up, we had the biggest garden I've ever seen. And the garden had so many rocks in it, it was ridiculous. And I was always tasked with tilling the garden with this giant tiller that we had. I don't know how many horsepower this tiller thing had in it, but I can tell you it threw pretty good kidney shots.
Yeah.
And I basically swore off ever having a garden. So one day the wife said, "Hey, we should have a garden." I said, "Oh, hell no. You can have your own garden." Are you about done?
Yeah, my wife wants to put one in too. And I've got a big, what do you want to say? I steal some room in my mom's garden just so I don't have to take care of it. I have enough room for a couple tomato plants, some snap peas, and some spring onions, and that's about it.
Hey, Bag of Hammers Gaming, how are you doing? Duck Zorly's looking for a trailer that fills from the manure placeable.
Eustace just did a big old mod review on that.
Yeah, I don't know if he did trailers. I know he did the
Yeah,
manure spreaders.
yeah, he
The
did the tippers. Which ones will and which one won't.
I know this one will. I've used this tipper, the Farm Tech, that holds 15,000. I used that tipper for over on Blue Ridge Acres. I've not tried any of these other tippers. I think Eustace tried the 2 Massey tippers and it didn't work.
Yeah, the Masters don't work. They'll fill out of a loader. You can haul it in it, but it won't fill from the pit. I think he came to the conclusion that all in-game ones work. It's the modded ones that some do and some don't.
Oh, okay.
And my Penta didn't make the cut. It doesn't fill.
Oh, okay. So, former Jonathan is now known as Bag of Hammers Gaming. That's what threw me for a loop. I was like, it's like I've seen that minion before, but it wasn't associated with that name.
Right.
Alright.
It says he has an acre of land and it's all garden. Nice.
That is too
Robert
big of a garden.
Yeah.
All right.
Robert's asking what your oldest favorite food is.
I don't know how would you establish food's age? Longest favorite food? Would it be like your favorite food that you've had the longest?
I don't know.
The longest running favorite probably would be a nice thick beefy soup.
Like a beef stew?
Yeah, my wife says I've got pretty much this thing for any type of soup that's thick and chunky. And I tell her, well, you know, I do like a good soup.
I'm confused. Oh. Duck says you tell what your oldest favorite food is by the amount of fur growing on it.
The amount of fur growing on it. I usually don't eat fuzzy foods other than peaches. For a minute, I thought that was a mirror. I'm like, why is there a mirror on the end of the header? But it's a light.
It does kind of look like a mirror pointed the other direction.
Yeah, I saw the reflection off of it.
What are the cutters, the vertical cutters at the end of the header?
I think I don't know.
Robert wants to know if you like sushi. I do.
Yeah, I eat
like
me
sushi.
some sushi. We've got a local sushi house that has 30% off rolls on Sundays. So, needless to say, we go eat sushi on Sundays only, but not every Sunday. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, Duck, we knew what you were talking about. He says fur as in mold. That's usually your least favorite food because that's the one that sits in the refrigerator the longest.
So we're running this mission to give our baler a little extra time to do that field. Plus, it'll give us a little extra dollars. So this is one of the reworked sell points. I think Wright's Agribusiness. I think just used to be a dump point.
Okay, yeah, I think so. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've been on the Goldcrest map.
Now it's a house with some silos, a dump point, a little shed with some bales back there.
Fred Penning says, "Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, Fred."
Hey Fred, welcome back.
Duck says, "Well, that's why you're safe with McDonald's. It can sit in a container for 10 years and have no mold on it."
Oh, how you doing, Ed? I don't remember if I welcomed you in or not.
That's a good one, Ed.
The Joskin seems to work to pick up his dung. I don't know what he's putting dung in a tipper for. He's got the big Bud manure spreader. That thing, what's that cost to fill? Like $4,000 or something?
Big Bud manure.
Yeah, it's
Man,
got 70,000 liter manure spreader.
Jeez. I need to get caught up on Duck's channel.
He's doing 24 days on it starts with an S.
Snetterton's.
No, it's some other one. Sherwood Farms, is that it?
Oh, Sherwood Park, yeah.
Sherwood something?
Oh, he says the Joskins for Pine Cove to fill the greenhouses.
Oh.
Fred
I don't know.
says,
I don't
yes,
know, Ed. I just was guessing that it was 70. It's a lot. I know that.
Fred said, yes, after all my problems with Farm Sim, I hope I've fixed it. I guess he was having issues.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Doug Zorly says, advertise episode 4 released tomorrow, Sherwood Park Farms by Stevie.
He's been getting them out.
Yeah, I gotta get caught up.
He must have queued up a whole bunch because Duck says his internet's too slow to stream, but it's probably one of those things where you put your where you queue up a bunch of videos at night and you say upload, and then you get off to bed. Yeah, I remember you saying you had to reinstall FarmSim, Ed.
I had to do that too.
Well, I finished my map video of... Oh no, he's in traffic. Did I park the big bud down there? I did. He's going to be stuck there too.
You can't jump out of the mission, can you?
I can, but I only have 10 seconds, and I don't think I can move the big M and jump back in time. Oh well. He'll chew up some labor hours. I was right. 70,000 liters, $200,000, and $240 a day.
Sweet.
For the Rochard EV 2200-120WR manure spreader. It's about the length, if not longer, than a semi-trailer. And you can only imagine what 70,000 liters of manure would weigh.
Or smell like.
or imagine if you had to fill that with a bucket.
Or a skid loader, that'd be bad. Be there forever.
Well, I was saying I finally got the map video for Upper Mississippi Valley done.
Oh, okay.
I did it in 2 segments.
Yeah, I caught that much of your live stream. I was watching the archive of the live stream today. I didn't get through it all yet.
And both segments are almost an hour. So it's two hours of exploring Upper Mississippi Valley.
Nice.
And that's with me cutting out me getting lost.
Oh, you cut out the best parts.
Yeah, well, when you get the downtown sections are so realistic, you get lost in the streets because you can't figure out where you are.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I was watching a couple videos. I think either you met Oops on your live stream, or they did when they were showing it when the mod creator was showing it. But that sell point or the buy point to get your seed and fertilizer. He actually said that's where you can buy grass and straw and hay. And that's what I was trying to figure out, how they work that out. Because, the only buy points that I've ever seen yet so far for that stuff was the buy bales mod.
Yeah, I think that was a misspeak.
Yeah, too, because it looks like a sell point for that material, not a buy point.
It was probably, he was saying they buy, but then it just came out wrong as you can buy.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's only 2 places to buy seed, and they're both in town.
Yep. Fred said he was playing his maps and they would not save, so he had to uninstall the game and start it all over. Oh man, I'm sorry.
So Fred's saying, watch out for the bakery mod. There seems to be a problem. Well, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of variants of the bakery mod floating around. I know the mod author, the original version had required like oats and barley or something. One of the requirements was not a standard crop. It was probably rye and barley or something. So then he converted it to take barley and wheat and put that version out. And then I think some other people have converted it to do to other things. So it depends on maybe what iteration you've got.
Yeah. He records 2 at a time and then queues them. Except last night, it crashed in the middle of recording episode 5 and 6.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Ed says that he found that it was a mod that cleared all his maps and it would load up, but one mod took all that from the store and would be gone the next loading of the maps. You know, I was just going to say that there's another. I've been hearing a lot of rumors and seeing a lot of writings about that, and here's case in point as to why to make sure you are getting your mods from reputable mod sites. I hear there are mods being released now that have viruses in them.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you, there was a mod that I downloaded a long time ago, and it turns out it's perfectly fine. I think it was like the Price Watch mod or something. But I opened up the zip file, and there was this nasty little file name in there called bootstrap.com. And I was like, oh, you're a little bad boy. That's not good. So if you know computers, you know that a file that looks like that is potentially very nasty. So I opened that file up and looked at it. It didn't have any nasty bits in it. It was just a very bad file name. Very bad choice of a file name, but the mod was fine. But I could see where you would put junk in that zip file, and because I mean when the game launches, it basically reads and it does something to that zip file. You know, if you I guess craft the XML well enough for it to launch some other thing.
No.
Then maybe cause it to delete all your save game files or something.
Yeah, I heard it was a bunch of modders that were getting upset with. I didn't hear names, so I have no idea who, what, where. But I heard that it was a bunch of modders that were getting upset in the typical, you know, mod drama that their mod got stolen and uploaded on all these sites that, you know, don't give credit, or they cleared out their name and called it their own when it wasn't theirs. And they kept having it happen and happen and happen over and over again by the same people. So they created a bunch of them that trying to get that person, but some, you know, instead of not to infect the community, but just to infect that person that was stealing them and changing them. And it got out there, and yeah, not good.
Oh yeah. You know, the instant you put something out there, it's out there for the whole community.
Right.
And the problem is, once it gets out there, it's out there forever.
Right.
You'll never be able to clean it out. So, yeah, it's good advice to always be careful with what you're picking. And you know, there's
Run a scanner that scans your downloads.
There's 3 or 4 sites that I use, and then there's several sites that I avoid. I just avoid them because I'm not too confident in them. And
I won't necessarily avoid. I'll check them out, but if I find something I like, I go to the original author, not the. Because there's a couple sites I don't like downloading from because they are those sites we're talking about. You know, that to get them from everywhere, but it just so happens they're the easiest ones to search on.
Yeah, and I think I was thinking about this the other day, and I might have said it in a stream recently, that I find it odd that people would go to these mod sites and download mods that are in the in-game mod hub. But then I was thinking, the in-game mod hub is impossible to find anything that's not brand new without scrolling through endless mods, because you can't search. You can't. Exactly. It's not sorted. It's not organized. You know, if you know it's a plow, well, there isn't. It's not like the store where you can click plow and you see all the plow mods. You have something like implements, and now you see who knows what. So I think if the in-game mod hub and the mod hub on farmsim.com was better organized, that you could search, and more set up like the in-game store, then I think more people would use it, as opposed to grabbing the, you know, the same thing, or maybe a modified version of what's on the mod hub from another site.
Yeah, there's a lot of sites like that that could do their organization a little better.
Yeah, but there's sometimes I'll see a mod on one of those sites and I'll go, oh, there's this is out. Well, let me go where I think it's going to be posted for real and find it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big Hoss says that he will only give his maps to you if you ask him. He won't put them on any mod sites. Yeah, I know a couple people like that too.
Yep. Hey Anders, how you doing? This this harvester seems to make wide right turns, and sometimes it makes a good turn, sometimes it makes a wide turn. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that. Duck says it's not so much the site's hosting as it's the download links. Apart from the hosting of unauthorized mods, right? It says, it takes is to talk to the modder that made the mod if you want to use it for something you're making, like a map. Ask permission to use them. That's exactly it. And that's where a lot of people get bent out of shape because people just take stuff and don't ask. Oh, this looks good, and I'm going to take it from this map and put it on the one I'm currently playing. And it's not so much doing that. That's not the problem. It's when you do that, but then you put that up to be, to be downloaded by other people. And if you talk to a lot of the modders, they don't care if you borrow things from their map or you use their stuff in stuff that you're privately playing. But it's when you go and you download it then as your own. Oh, I changed this map. I added a sell point. Now I'm going to say I created it and put it out there to be for other people. That's the problem.
So, what kind of mods are people excited about? We'll change the subject a little bit so we're not all just bumming each other out.
Exactly. John Deere.
Of course, you're into John. That's why you're into the Mississippi Valley, because there's a whole giant John Deere pack.
Uh-huh. I have most of them already. So.
Yeah. Now there is over on American Eagles Modding a really nice 9R.
Yep.
It's better than the 9R on the Mississippi pack.
Yeah, it has the 9RX with the tracks.
Ducks, of course, Ducks Zorly's into anything mowing, into the big M mowers.
Yeah, I got yelled at yesterday on that live stream. I was asked that he had a mod that I've been looking everywhere for, and I commented on it, asked about it, and one of his friends must have thought I was trying to just jump for mods. I'm like, no, that's not the case.
Yeah, if you get if you sound too excited or too eager. But I'm sure lots of people were jumping in there that I was seeing, like, oh, where did that cedar come from?
Yeah. And I noticed that, and that's when I felt bad because I kind of did sound like them because I was like a kid. Like I said, I've been looking everywhere for one of them. I heard they were out. I heard they were there, and it was the cedar. It was the John Deere grain drill.
Oh, okay.
Because the Great Plains is close, but it's got issues. And I'd heard that there was a John Deere mod out, and then he had it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I've been looking everywhere for it.
Did he say it was over a mod hoster?
No, the other guy. After I explained myself that I wasn't that wasn't the case. And then he even said it in the live stream that, you know, I'm not that guy. He's been talking to me a lot off camera, and that I'm fellow YouTuber, you know, 9 yards. Then his friend keyed up. He says he apologized for what he had said to me and said, no, it is a private mod that is hoping to soon become public. They're working the bugs out on it.
Oh, okay.
So the one he was using isn't out yet. But I realized too, then after it was all said and done with, that I probably did sound like a overeager person, because, well, I kind of was.
Fred likes the grasshopper. Let's see here. Jonathan, formerly the chatter formerly known as Jonathan, I'll call him that, says he likes the bin pack from from the map. And I have to agree. I haven't had a chance to play with the bin pack, but I do like those bins because they are basically what we use in the United States.
Exactly.
I don't know what European countries farmers use, but it's the bins. That's exactly what we use. That's exactly what I had to climb into and sweep out as a kid.
Yep.
And I think about all the things I used to do as a kid or as a teenager, and I can guarantee you that kids and teenagers are never asked to do that now, because it would be too dangerous. People would think, oh, that's too dangerous for a kid to be doing.
Yeah.
To send a 13-year-old down a grain bin inside with a running auger and a shovel to shovel corn into an auger to clear out a grain bin, that would be like, are you trying to kill your own kid or something?
Right. Yep, you'd be hauled away for child abuse.
And then you got the sweeping auger that's spinning around, so you're trying to shovel it in the middle, but you got to pay attention to that sweeper so your leg don't get caught up in that thing.
It's farmer's jump rope.
Yeah, it is. And I like how the augers have to be hooked up to the tractor.
Yep, I do too.
And the backhoe, you got to hook up to the side of the auger. So I was thinking, like, when I'm playing, I would probably get a really old farm roller or something.
Yep.
And just hook up to the PTO. That basically it just needs horsepower to run the PTO. It doesn't need anything big.
Yep, you're stealing my ideas.
Oh, they're not my ideas. They're everybody's ideas, because that's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we'd have a Super 8, an international, a Farmall Super H, hooked up to the grain auger, running the PTO, and we back the truck up and the farm truck and dump it in the bin. You'd stand there and you'd open and shut the grain truck gate to keep it from overflowing the auger.
Maddie says he likes Finnish-made mods like the Valmont and O2, and he likes older Vultras. Duck said, oh, there's the true colors. Duck says he loves forestry stuff.
He's joking.
No, he says not. Like to see more. Anders Jansen says he'd like to see more well-done Russian tractors.
There's what's a PK? There's a John Deere PK. I don't know what a PK is.
The John Deere pack, I think he's referring to, that comes with that map.
Oh, okay.
Anders Jensen says that they use bins too, but they're in another shape. Ours are often not as big, but the same height.
Oh, okay.
Ed Lewis says society today has no idea what real work is these days. When us being kids, we had to work and get all the little extras we wanted. Exactly. Yeah, Ian and I were having that conversation just the other day, and told him that's one of the biggest things. My biggest pet peeves with, and this was before you pointed out that map to me too. And this is part of the reason why I'm overly excited about this map. Um, because Ian and I had this conversation. I said one of my biggest pet peeves is everybody claims to make American maps for farm sim, but they give every farm a central silo system. American farms don't have central silo systems. You only find them at the grain centers. And I was telling them about that, and then I was telling them about they always put automatic buy points on the farms for seed and fertilizer. And well, you don't have that either. And then you told me about this map, and I started searching it. I'm like, finally, somebody.
Yep. So Eli is asking, do you know if the upper map will be on console? I can pretty much say almost with certainty no, it won't, because it's a 4X map, and from what I understand, there is an issue with consoles and 4X maps. Basically, I think the console can't deal with the map size at 4X. So pretty confident that it won't be able to be converted or made into consoles because it's a 4X size map, unless Giants is able to do some tweaking on, I guess, maybe memory usage.
But now Dave did say though he's got other map projects in the works. Some are smaller.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you may get lucky and be able to experience some of his maps. But I agree with Farmer Klein. It won't be the UMRV map.
But I put in my video that's going to come out next week that there are American style maps, and then there are American maps. And once you see what I call an American map, you'll be able to pick out an American style map pretty quick. Goldcrest Valley is an American style map,
Right.
but it's not an American map. Lots of people think American maps are flat fields and square, and that's the furthest from the case, unless you get to the some very specific sections of the country that are very flat. You don't have flat square fields. You have sometimes very, very rolling hills. Sometimes you have fields that are on pretty steep inclines.
Mm-hmm.
You've got fields that are definitely not square because they're basically somebody's cleared off land and made a field out of as flat of an area as they could. But you still have forests. You still have ravines or ditches or big old rocks.
Yeah.
There's on one of the West Coast map, on one of the screenshots of the preview, I saw like a grass meadow that had big boulders sticking up out of it.
Yep.
And I was like, that's great because you would have maybe things that you couldn't dynamite out or you couldn't clear that are just there in the way. I love fields that have trees in the middle of them.
Power lines.
Or a creek running through the middle of it, or a runoff drainage ditch or something.
Or just the grass strip that's planted there purposely for drainage.
Right. You got a cornfield, but then there's a strip that's just grass because it's too wet to put crop there.
Right.
So Eli says it looks like he needs to buy a computer.
Well, I will warn you, Eli. It gets very, very, very addicting.
Yeah, you did you do Farm Sim 15 on console?
Yes.
And you still play with a controller?
Yep, I still play with a PS4 controller. That will change. I've ordered my controllers.
You've ordered a wheel?
I've ordered a wheel and pedals, and I've ordered the SideTech side panel.
Oh, wow.
I told you, I got permission to build the man cave, so I went all out.
It's the adult cave.
Exactly. Duck
So,
says just to scare you, he's currently on his second cutting trees with the Ponzi.
his second cutting of trees.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure that part of it out too.
Look at that. Stupid thing was right in the way the whole time.
I don't know, I didn't get that far.
Oh, you'll be there in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Who parked that there?
I did. Now the AI driver wants to back on top of a bale, so we're gonna fire him, tell him to go home.
Yeah, Eli, I agree. He says that's what you see in Wisconsin. Lots of drainage and also watering systems that would be cool to see a mod of. I've been saying that for a long time. I'd like to see some of the infield water, watering systems modded.
Oh, the sprinklers that run around in a circle.
Yep. Duck says just this second, i.e., right now. He says, "Geez, you Americans."
We're too literal for you.
Apparently
Is
so.
that the problem? He's just now cutting his second tree. That's how bad he is with the Ponzi. That's what he's saying.
I can't help it. We do things right side up.
Look, I've got 1,034 trees cut on this map.
You should be a expert running that equipment by now.
Oh, it's not too hard. Let's check. Spinners 3,100.
Oh, he says no. He's on his second Ponzi. He flipped and broke the first one.
Oh, he broke it. Well,
Start calling him Rubber Burner.
he's got the. I wonder. You're running the no reset mod, so you couldn't have recovered it. He probably rolled it into a lake.
Probably. Right. So, serious question for once. How do you replace forestry? Does it regrow?
No, you have to replant the trees. You have to get that Archaean planter that runs at like 3 miles an hour.
And by the
And you got to buy pallets of saplings. And then in 5 years, you'll have full grown trees. And 5 years at 24-day seasons will be like 5 literal years.
Yeah, pretty much. Tuck says he broke it as they couldn't get it to cut grass. Well,
Oh,
I didn't know the Ponzi could cut grass.
maybe we can find a mod author that will be willing to convert a Ponzi into a mower.
Wow, Duck. He says, seriously, what rot is that? Is this?
I don't know what rod is this. Hi, Beast Mode Code Red. How are you doing?
Hey, beast mode. I think Duck's having an issue trying to play and type in your chat at the same time.
He does want a Ponzi mower. I think it should have a 3-meter work width.
That's about right. It's about the right size as the saw blade.
Oh, we should just put the one of that old school sickle bar on it.
Oh yeah.
So you got a $1,900 a day maintenance sickle bar mower.
That you got to sharpen about every pass or two on the field.
You got to replace the little triangle blades, the teeth. No, 30-meter work. That's like the grasshopper. That's right up your alley. That thing.
I think somebody should sneak on to Duck Zorly's map and take his Big M and take one of those little riding lawnmowers and repaint it to be like the Big M and put Big M stickers on it, tell him he shrunk it. Honey, I shrunk the Big
it,
M.
it got shrunk in the dryer.
Yep. Instead of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Big M.
Well, in the we were talking about the commercial DLC proposals. There was another
Yeah.
proposal that had a little M. It was
Oh,
like the
yeah.
Big M's little brother.
I'm gonna have to check these out.
They're in the I think they're in like the news and announcements farm sim forum.
Okay.
No.
Incoming unsubs again.
Look how he treats his subscribers.
I know, right? Yeah, Duck said it earlier. It's the Big M420, he believes. Well, I thought you said something about the Baby M earlier. You called it a Baby M.
Yeah, that's his pet name for it. He's already given it a nickname. What do you call your mowing abomination? That's what I'm interested in.
He said, no, just us two. I'd call it Godzilla M. He says, yeah, that's it.
He calls it the mowing abomination.
He calls it FK.
Uh, so the Ford that you've got on County Line, it's not from the mod pack. It's a different Ford pack, isn't it? Because I saw it's just a two-wheel drive.
Yeah, it's. Oh, you'd have to talk to Rubber Burner on it. That was actually his edition. I think it's. I think the mod's called the Ford Pack or something like that.
Is it slow like this one, or is it actually a little speedier?
I don't know. I've never drove it or used it.
Oh,
That's
I just noticed that there are lights that light up the little license plate thing.
Oh, neat.
That's a detail I hadn't seen before. Of course, this one's got IC, and I typically open up my windows because what's that thing do? Oh, it just changes the dash.
Beast Mode says it's the big Kahuna.
The Big Kahuna, that's what the abomination's called? Because I don't know about the tractors you drove when you were on the farm recently, but the tractors we always had when I was growing up, we had one tractor that had a cab in it, and it supposedly had air conditioning. But all it did was blow cooler hot air.
If you watch the real life farming series, you'll find out we only had one tractor that air conditioning actually worked.
That actually
All the
blew
other
cool
ones
air.
did. Yeah, that actually blew air conditioned cold air. The other ones, it was cool air for a little while, and then it would become hot air. RSF Apex says the bottom back window that you just opened is a pain to get back shut, by the way, bud.
I see
That has
that.
a split window.
I see that. We'll have to check out the Ford pack, because especially if it goes faster than this thing.
Yeah, shoot Rubber Burner a message. He can direct us to what's I forget what site it was.
Well, I think I think Ian Robinson did something on a Ford pack a while ago.
It's probably the same one.
Yeah.
RSF sub. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you
Thanks
supporting
for
my
thanks
buddies
for
on
the
the
sub,
farm.
RSF APEC. That's what I'll call it.
Yeah, notice I didn't attempt the last part.
That's fine.
If I know I'm gonna butcher a name, I don't even attempt it.
Sometimes it's just the fun in attempting it. Because I finally got around to back recording on Churn Farm for the 24-day thing. And I tell you, I did not realize that those fields were so hilly. Oh my
That's
gosh,
part of
some of those fields have some serious incline on them.
Uh,
I'm plowing with with an 8530 John Deere.
yeah.
And I'm using that Case IH plow,
Okay.
and it has no problem pulling it because it's way over horsepowered for the plow. But this one field I was plowing, next thing I know, I'm going like 3 mile an hour, and then I realized I'm going up this huge incline.
Beast Mode's asking what mod should he download for this map. Which map are you referring to, Beast Mode?
This map, as in the one I'm playing now.
Well, I'll answer that question in the generic way I answer for everybody. You download the mods that you enjoy playing with.
Yeah.
If you like John Deere, you get John Deere's. If you like Ford, get Ford.
Interesting enough, I had somebody ask me today on the map that released today, the map video that released today, where did I put that truck? Oh, there it is. What horsepower, what's the maximum horsepower you think I should use, or that this map should be used on this map? And it was for the map that I had done a video on. I was like, well, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
But it was a smaller map. It had narrower roads, so I'm like, how about nothing over 350? Because it's definitely nothing that you put duals on. And since it's a narrow road anyway, you're not going to have really big implements that are going to require high horsepower anyway.
Right.
The map I'm in is a Goldcrest Valley edit. So it's whatever you like, but I would say really medium equipment because the fields aren't really super big.
Beast Mode says, or no, sorry. Fred said that Big Haas's map has everything you need, even make your own moonshine. I'm gonna have to check this dude out.
You haven't seen Big Hoss stuff?
No, I've heard his name being thrown around, but no, I have not seen or
Oh.
checked it out that I recall.
His maps are pretty good. His latest map is I think he's working on 2 iterations, because I saw somebody streaming today that map, and it had fields. But I was under the impression that the map was kind of like Mountain Valley that didn't have any fields. You made them yourself. So I think he has kind of 2 editions. Maybe an easy mode that has predefined fields, and a hard mode that just has grass everywhere, i.e. Duck Zorly map, and has some lightly planted trees all over the map that you have to clear. This is called Old Guy Farms. This particular edit has gone back under closed release for now, sadly, but it's called Old Guy Farms.
You got yourself another subscriber there, Farmer Klein. Beast Mode said he's subscribed as well.
Oh, well, thanks for the sub, Beast Mode.
Beast Mode says he loves John Deere's. Well, you better watch it. Don't say that too loud on Farmer Klein's stream.
What do you mean?
He's not a green fan. We're starting to turn him, but he's not completely a green fan.
Oh, I'm not being turned.
I'm bringing you to the dark side slowly but surely. You got an 8530 on your map now.
I got a 6R too.
See?
I'm thinking of doing a little John Deere theme over on Churn Farms.
Yeah, I told you.
I've had the 8530 for quite a while. When I was doing a private play on before I started YouTube stuff, I had a save on old streams. I had some random other tractors, and then I had an 8530 for the big things I needed to do.
Yeah.
Because some of those fields over there had some pretty good hills. Alright, so I'm going to need to keep track of time here. It is 10 o'clock game time. We literally have about 10 minutes before the clock hits midnight. And I do not want to hit midnight.
No. Fred says lots of John Deere's here in Australia. There you go, Duck Zorly. You got a fellow Australian in the house.
Oh yeah, they've met. Not physically, but...
Okay.
Fred's been around for a while in chat, in various streams. He's a pretty decent follower. Alright. So I've had a little bit of a thought process. Wrong screen. I've been thinking about selling... Where is it? Oh no, it's leased. I'm returning this spreader because I don't plan on fertilizing any more fields. The last field I fertilized was this one, and we're going to cut the grass off of that on the last day of autumn. So there is absolutely zero reason to fertilize any other grass field for this challenge. So we're going to return the lease on that. We leased that particular spreader because we updated the Massey Pack, and darn it if they didn't change the capacity on the spreader we were using. The Massey Pack spreader used to have capacity 2,000 liters, and then they went and updated the Massey Pack to include a round baler and a harvester, some two-wheel drive tractors, And then they went and changed the capacity of the spreader from 2,000 liters to 500. And 500 liter thread or spreader just doesn't get very far.
Right.
And when you're on a time crunch, you need something with a little bit more capacity. So we sold that and leased this Coon spreader with the plan that we would obviously only need it for a short period of time. And the idea was that the lease on the spreader would be less than basically what we would lose by buying it and then selling it back. So we now have that expense gone. Get our eggs again.
Beast mode, we are both in the Eastern time zone.
Alright, let's take a look here. What am I looking for? 31's too late. There's not enough time to do that. Alright, so we're going to save here. We're going to fast forward into tomorrow. Alright, the property maintenance. Why is property maintenance so high?
Beast mode says he's in the Central time zone. He's from Missouri.
Ah, you should like the Upper Mississippi map then. Lease
Yeah.
costs are back down because we got rid of that that spreader. Still made $32,000 today, which is good. All right, let's see what our
RSF, he's playing a single player challenge. So it's not multiplayer, it's not on a server.
So wool prices are on the incline, and I want to get rid of this wool. I'm worried that we'd be stuck with this wool, and it will be it won't be a good price by the time we basically have to sell it. So I want to get rid of this wool. I might be able to make a little bit more money on it if I wait, but I'm just going to do it now. We're going to do it in this stream as opposed to the stream tomorrow. I would say that I knew that that rock was there and I stopped right before I hit it on purpose. But the reality was I was going to stop anyway because I wanted to look at the auto load type. And of course the auto load is...
There's the link to it. He was looking for the
Oh, the Missouri map?
Yep.
Alright, I got arms around here somewhere.
Well, I guess it's not officially a link. I forgot to put the HTTPS in front, but copy and paste that in your browser, it'll work.
Now, as of the other day, there's the arms. As of the other day, the actual link to the map, they pulled the map link because they're tweaking it. So the link to the actual map might not be there right at this moment.
Well, I hope it's up before tomorrow.
But he's added a few things. He's added some multi-fruit to it. He's added, interesting enough, he's added something called like wet corn, fermented wet corn or something.
Yeah.
Which I guess you can use as a feed substitute for cows.
Yeah, it's similar to silage.
So you get it by You get it by going to the corn only sell point.
Well, you got to sell
Yeah,
corn
you
to
got
it
to sell
first.
corn first, and then you get that as a byproduct. Sadly, it
But now,
doesn't substitute grass, so in the winter you do lose some production still.
yeah. But now, is this all coming out with version 2? I thought that was all added in version 2.4.
2.4.
Yeah, he's currently working on 2.4, where he was going to add these little things.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought version 2 was just a link error, and they were going to fix that and have it right back up.
I don't. I discovered it wasn't there when I was doing the live stream of the map, and I put the link out there, and then somebody came back and said they couldn't find the link to the map, so I went and looked myself, and the map link wasn't there.
Well, I hope they get it back up. Right here I am talking about starting it this weekend, and I won't be able to. Because I'm not home, so I haven't been able to download it. There's
Right.
no point to download it on my laptop.
Not when you're paying for Wi-Fi at the
Yeah,
truck stop.
exactly. You'll have one very disappointed DoughBoy if I go home and that link's not there. I might even have to cry a little bit.
Oh, I don't think you'll be disappointed. You got what is it? Um, Oregon Creek or whatever.
Yeah, that's out. I don't know. You keep up your work, you're gonna have me playing like 10 different maps. I was telling everybody that earlier. I said, if Farmer Klein keeps this up, it's gonna have me on like 10 maps.
Beast Mode wants to know if it can be found at other sites. Technically, it can, but we will choose to not tell you where it is because we're firm believers in really getting the map from the original source. Plus, it gets lets the guys know that made the map. Gets them the traffic. Gets them they see the downloads, so they know that there's definitely interest in the map.
Right.
The last thing you'd want is for the people that make the map to think no one wants it because they only have 300 or 400 downloads, and 5,000 downloads have gotten it from an unauthorized location.
Right.
Plus, if you do have issues with the map, those other mod sites aren't going to give you a bit of support. It's a beta map, so it still is in development, but it's fully playable.
I specifically asked him for permission to use it on my channel, and one of the things was that he strongly asked that I only give out the Facebook link to get it, because it is truly the only place that you're going to get that map, the correct map.
Right.
Delta Bravo Productions, trouble in the house. Hey guys, hey Farmer Klein, how's everything going tonight?
Hey, Delta Bravo, how are you doing? He is trouble.
So I've been told.
He's a monkey show. He knows how to have fun. It's all in good nature fun.
Yeah, he says the link's not working. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna be a pretty disappointed DoughBoy when I get home.
I don't think you'll be disappointed. Patience comes good things for those who are patient and are waiting. So
I'm not a patient person. You haven't known me very long, I guess.
you're an instant gratifier, eh?
Yeah, patience doesn't patience and my name don't go well in the same sentence.
Oh.
Oh, Delta Bravo, I never reveal my sources. Sorry. That would be called throwing my friends under the buses.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
I lost a bale.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh yeah, it jumped right off your pallet fork,
You
didn't
know
it?
what? I'll push these over here, then I can pick it up with auto load.
That's cheating.
It is, but
That's Grizzly Bear Sims' way of doing things. Because he doesn't. His pallet, as he says it, is what is his pallet?
his pallet handling.
Yeah, pallet handling skills aren't very good. Do you have to have a Facebook account? Because I'm not allowed to have one. Oh,
I do not
I,
have Facebook, period. I'm a firm believer that Facebook is pure evil.
so there you go. You don't have to have an account to get it.
Nope. It's kind of open.
Beast Mode Code Red, go on Facebook. Yes, you do. Well, apparently not Delta Bravo, because Farmer Klein don't have Facebook, and he got it.
Yeah, that page is open. You don't need to be you don't need an account to log in. Whoa, we're a little heavy. I've seen some accounts that require login, but that one is open.
Fred Penning says, I've had a Facebook account, but not in this nick. Laugh out loud. Okay, I'm usually pretty good at of deciphering. Ooh, you need a rear weight there, buddy.
I do.
I'm usually pretty good at deciphering typos, but I'm confused on that one.
And I also need to unload this so I can drop these bales on top. I sold my rear weight. It was the fertilizer spreader.
Yeah. I did that with a skid loader once. Almost fell out the front.
So let's go sell these. It's probably the price for wool is probably plummeted since I've done this.
That would be your luck, wouldn't it?
Oh, he thinks Delta Bravo is going to give $5 to the farmer whose name shall not be revealed. He's hinting at me, I'm betting.
Fred Penning
He's got a
says
big
only
family
one
there.
family. Yeah.
Whoa. That's what looking at chat get you.
Yep, that's right, Delta Bravo.
Yeah, we put a link in before you were in. They I think they pulled the map the other day because they found some
Oh!
errors they wanted to get fixed.
So you're gonna have to start your Rubber Burner Junior.
They promised that. Oh, I don't roll the thing near as often. They promised to get the map up, back up very soon.
Well, that's why I said Junior. You haven't grown up enough to roll it yet. You just come close.
That's right.
Hit things.
Just wait to see how I'm going to back out of this thing.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah, I almost commented on your live stream about calling you Rubber Burner Junior because you darn near took out a couple road signs.
You know, I didn't even notice that this. I think this trailer has rear steer. That wheel looks crooked. It does have.
Thing I don't get.
I think this trailer does have rear steer on it.
I don't know why they insist on doing that either. Yeah, it does.
I don't see it turning now, but the Mack truck also has front-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive, or front axle drive. We're getting ourselves a 3,700, and the price is still going up, but we didn't get it for that price. We got it for whatever price it was when we started. 88,000 in wool.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna rip the whole front off of the trailer.
Yeah, I'm still watching you sell.
That's okay.
I'm waiting for it. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Long way to back an articulated trailer. Do we know who the group queen is?
The group, the music group queen?
Oh, the music group. Yeah, if he's talking about the music group, yeah, I know who they are. They're an amazing artist.
Yep, the music group. Yep, we know who they are. Alright, we are going to save this. We're done, people. We will be back tomorrow.
You're going back.
So we will be back tomorrow at the same bat time on the same bat channel. And we'll be doing Game Day 3 of Autumn. More of the same. But we are in the downward spiral. I think we have 9 game episodes left. And if I can manage to do one per day, we will be finished September 3rd. So with that, guys, thanks for coming out. Thanks for being a great chat room. And I'll talk to you later. Till next time, happy farming.
Bye-bye.